Hello friends, I am discussing about history of programming language development. How programming language was developed. Programming language was developed by according to the generation of computer. It means when the computer generation was changing, simultaneously the programming language is also changing. History of programming language. In 1822, Charles Babbage proposed a new machine that is known as computer. That computer is required to the communication. It means the programming language. That programming language is helped to perform a specific task. This means is known as programming language. Computer languages were first composed of a series of steps to a particular program. These morphed into a series of steps keyed into the computer and then executed later. These languages acquired advanced features such as logical branching and object orientation. The computer languages of the last 15 years have come in the stages, the first major languages and the second major languages which are in the use today. In the beginning, Charles Babbage's difference engine could only be made to execute tasks by changing the gears which executed the calculation. Thus, the earliest form of computer language was physical motion. Eventually, physical motion was replaced by electrical signals when the US government built the ENIAC in 1942. In the ninth-month period in 1842, Ada Lovelace translated the memoir of Italian mathematician about Charles Babbage's newest proposed machine, the analytical engine. The first programming language was called binary. It was just a mixture of two numbers, zeros and one. Ada Lovelace, known as Mother of Computers, she is mainly known for having written just as Ada Lovelace was the mother of computer programming. John O. Newman. In 1945, John O. Newman he developed two important concepts that directly affected the path of computer programming language. The first was known as shared programming technique. This technique stated that the actual computer hardware should be simple and not need to be hand-wired for each program. Instead of complex instructions should be used to control the simple hardware, allowing it to be reprogrammed much faster. Second one is conditional control transfer. It was also extremely important to the development of programming language. Newman called it conditional control transfer. This idea gives rise to the notion of subroutines or small blocks of code that could be jumped to any order instead of single set of chronological orders. Steps for the computer to take. The second part of the idea stated the computer code should be able to branch based on logical statements such as if, then, and the looped statement that is for. Conditional control transfer gave rise to idea of libraries, which are blocks of code that can be reused over and over. What is programming language? Programming language is a way of communication between user and computer. Is called programming language. What is program? Program is a set of instructions to perform a specific task. There are two types of programming languages. First one is low-level language and high-level language. Low-level language. Low-level programming language designed to communicate instructions to computer were written in zeros and ones. Features of low-level programming languages. Low-level language is close to machine. It is machine-dependent, not portable. It is difficult to understand by human beings. It requires deep understanding of computer architecture to write program in it. Again, there are two types of low-level programming languages. First is machine language and second one is assembly language. Machine language. Machine language is a strictly numerical language which is intended to run as fast as possible. For example, 10011001010. Features of machine level language. It is native language of computer. It is also called binary or 0-1 language. Machine language does not require any language translator. Instruction consists of zeros and ones. Machine dependent, difficult to understand by humans. Next one is assembly language. Assembly language is a language which is the form of alphanumeric or mnemonic codes. For example, add, sub, move. Features of assembly language. It is also called symbolic language. It is an abstraction of machine language. Instructions consist of mnemonics. Assemble is required to translate this language into machine language. Here one is example of memory location. In the memory location 0, load A14 indicates that the 14 is to be stored in the place of A in the memory location 0. And in the memory location 1, load B15. It means 15 value is stored in the variable B that will be in the memory location first. Next one is memory location second. Here sum A B. It means the summation of A value and B value will be stored in the variable sum that will be stored in the memory location second. High-level language. High-level programming language designed to communicate instruction to computer were written in English language. Example is C, C++, Java, COBOL. Again, high-level programming language is divided into 5 main categories. First one is algebraic formula or type processing. These languages are oriented towards the computational procedures for solving mathematical and statistical problems. This algebraic formula is used for in the solving of mathematical problems. For example, BASIC, beginner all-purpose symbolic instruction code. Next, formula Fortran, that is used to formula translation, algorithmic language, APL, a programming language. Second one is business data processing. These languages are best able to maintain data processing procedures and problems involved in handling files. Examples, COBOL, Common Business Oriented Programming, RPG, Report Program Generator. Third one is string and list processing. These are used for string manipulation including search pattern and inserting and deleting characters. Examples, list, list processing, prolog, program in logic. Fourth one is programming language. In OOP, the computer program is divided into objects. Examples, C++, C++, Java, Objective-C. Fifth one, visual programming. These programming languages are designed for building Windows-based applications. Examples: Visual Basic, Visual Java, Visual C. In the high-level features of high-level programming language: close to human language, user-friendly, well-defined way of writing programs, easy to understand by user, easy to debug, machine independent, requires translator. Here some of the programs and their developed year is given below. 1957 Fortran, 1958 Algol, 1958 Leap, 1960 COBOL, 1962 War, 1964 Basic, 1968 Simula, 1970 Pascal, 1972 C, 1974 SQL, 1978 MATLAB, 1983 Objective-C, 1983 C++, 1991 HTML, 1991 Python, 1991 Visual Basic, 1995 Java, 1995 PHP, 1995 Ruby, 1995 JavaScript, 1996 VBScript, 1998 Standard C++, 2000 C#, 2001 Visual Basic.NET, 2003 Scale, 2016 Windows PowerShell, 2009 Go, 2011 Kotlin, 2014 Hack, 2014 Swift.